Text number 41. नान्यत्र मद्भगवतः नान्यत्र मद्भगवतः प्रधानपुरुषेश्वरात् आत्मनः सर्वभूतानां भयं तीव्रं निवर्तते नान्यत्र मद्भगवतः
यत्र मद्भगवतः
प्रधानपुरुषेश्वरात् आत्मनः सर्वभूतानां भयं तीव्रं निवर्तते नान्यत्र मद्भगवतः प्रधानपुरुषेश्वरात् आत्मनः सर्वभूतानां भयं तीव्रं निवर्तते
नान्यत्र मद्भगवतः
प्रधानपुरुषेश्वरात्
आत्मनः सर्वभूतानां भयं तीव्रं निवर्तते
नान्यत्र मद्भगवतः प्रधानपुरुषेश्वरात् आत्मनः सर्वभूतानां भयं तीव्रं निवर्तते
नान्यत्र मद्भगवतः प्रधानपुरुषेश्वरात्
आत्मनः सर्वभूतानां भयं तीव्रं निवर्तते
What the word? Na, not. Anyatra, otherwise. Mat, than myself. Bhagavataha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pradhana Purusha Ishwarat, the Lord of both Prakriti and Purusha. Atmanaha, the soul. Sarva Bhutanam, of all living beings. Bhayam, fear. Tivram, terrible. Nivartate, is forsaken. Translation pursued by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Yasi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation. The terrible fear of birth and death can never be forsaken by anyone who resorts to any shelter other than myself. For I am the Almighty Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the original source of all creation, and also the Supreme Soul of all souls. Purport. It is indicated herein that the cycle of birth and death cannot be stopped unless one is pure devotee of the Supreme Lord. It is said, Harim vina na sritim taranti. I think it is mritim taranti. One cannot surpass the cycle of birth and death unless one is favored by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The same concept is confirmed here with. One may take to the system of understanding the absolute truth by one's own imperfect sensory speculation, or one may try to realize the self by the mystic yoga process. But whatever one may do, unless he comes to the point of surrendering to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, no process can give him liberation. One may ask if this means that those who are undergoing so much penance and austerity by strictly following the rules and regulations are endeavoring in vain. The answer is given by Srimad Bhagavatam 10:32. Yanya Aravindaksha Vimuktamaninaha. Lord Brahma and other demigods prayed to the Lord when Krishna was in the womb of Devaki. My dear lotus-eyed Lord, there are persons who are puffed up with the thought that they have become liberated, are one with God, or have become God. But in spite of thinking in such a puffed up way, their intelligence is not laudable. They are less intelligent. It is stated that their intelligence, whether high or low, is not even purified. In purified intelligence, a living entity cannot think otherwise than to surrender. Bhagavad Gita therefore confirms that purified intelligence arises in the persons of very wise men. Bahunam janmananante jnanavan mam prapadyate. After many, many births, one who is actually advanced in intelligence surrenders unto Supreme Lord. Without the surrendering process, one cannot achieve liberation. The Bhagavatam says, those who are simply puffed up thinking themselves liberated by some non-devotional process are not polished or clear in intelligence, for they have not yet surrendered unto you. In spite of executing all kinds of austerities and penances, or even arriving at the brink of spiritual realization, in Brahman realization, they think that they are in effulgence of Brahman, but actually, because they have no transcendental activities, they fall down to the material activities. One should not be satisfied simply with knowing that one is Brahman, but he must engage himself in the service of the Supreme Brahman. That is bhakti. The engagement of Brahman should be the service of Parabrahman. It is said that unless one becomes Brahman, one cannot serve Brahman. The Supreme Brahman is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the living entity is also Brahman, without realization that he is Brahman's spirit soul, an eternal servitor of the Lord. If one simply thinks that he is Brahman, his realization is only theoretical. He has to realize that at the same time engage himself in the devotional service of the Lord, then he can exist. Then he can exist in Brahman status. Otherwise, he will fall down. The Bhagavatam says that because non-devotees neglect the transcendental loving service of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, their intelligence is not sufficient, and therefore these persons fall down. जय श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की जय, श्री श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हदेव भगवान की जय, श्री श्री गौर निताई की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. One should not be satisfied simply by knowing that he is Brahman. He must engage without realizing that he is Brahman, spirit soul, eternal servitor of the Lord. If one simply thinks that he is Brahman, his realization is only theoretical. He has to realize that at the same time engage himself in devotional service of the Lord. Then he can exist in Brahman status. Otherwise, he falls down. So Bhagavatam says that because non-devotees neglect the transcendental loving service of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, their intelligence is not sufficient, and therefore the persons fall down. The living entity must have some activity. If he does not engage in the activity of transcendental service, he must fall down to material activity. As soon as one falls down to material activity, there is no rescue from the cycle of birth and death. It is stated here by Lord Kapila, without my mercy, Nanyatra mad bhagavataha, the Lord is stated here to be Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, indicating that he is full of all opulences and therefore perfectly competent to deliver one from cycle of birth and death. He is also called Pradhana because he is the Supreme, he is equal to everyone, but to one who surrenders to him, he is especially favorable. It is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita that Lord is equal to everyone. No one is his enemy and no one is his friend. But to one who surrenders unto him, he is especially inclined. By the grace of the Lord, simply by surrendering unto him, one can get out of this cycle of birth and death. Otherwise, one may go on in many, many lives and may many, many times attempt other process for liberation. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmelitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsham Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So this is the concluding part of this chapter. It's coming. So in this verse, particularly Prabhupada focused on one theme, which is, of course, he is concluded with that, fear of death. That I heard Prabhupada's lecture also. So Prabhupada's whole lecture he was mentioning about this word, last line, Bhayam Tivram Nivartate. So Prabhupada was mentioning how in this world, everybody, their activities, uh, what you can say is center is that how can one avoid this miseries, especially death. I made some points. And Prabhupada mentions there are this Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. These four things are common to everyone, and every living being, even the animals, they are trying to defend themselves against these four: Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. We'll see from scriptures who are all became fearful of death and who all have become fearless, and what we should do, what it actually means fearless for devotees. We'll see that. So we see, if you clearly observe this world, everybody from the school going child or even before that to the elderly people, from rich man, from poor man to rich man, from beautiful to ugly, from all classes of people, everybody is a fear of something. Of course, the topmost fear is fear of no death. But otherwise, there are so many fears. Whole material world is filled with fear. That's why in one of the lecture, Prabhupada says that why this. Prabhupada asking which is the most powerful country in terms of defense. They said, I don't remember which one. They said, some country. What it means? They are procuring so much of defense system. That means that they are fearful. It may be very powerful country like US or China or North Korea. They have all the missiles, nuclear weapons. That means they are more fearful. That's why they are creating so much defense system. So fear is there in all corners, nook and corners of the world. So there are many I have noted down some points where people become fear of. So first is this death, birth, old age, and disease. Of course, last week, Narahari Chaitanya Prabhu very nicely explained about fear of old age. So it was so horrible to hear how it will be, because he was mentioning all other things, birth, disease, and death. Birth and death is just happens once. We don't have that much problem. Just comes and goes. And the disease also, sometimes we have disease, sometimes we are good. It comes and goes often, but it's not constant. But old age, when you become old, it's so constant. Means he was saying that you wanted something, but you will not get. You want people to talk to you, but people they don't want you. So horrible it is old age. That's why so many old age homes are coming up nowadays, because people don't want old people. So old age, death, of course, everybody has experience. Experience in the sense by seeing outside world. And there are many fear. One is losing wealth, or whatever accumulated wealth that we may lose. Like recently there are, even if we accumulate so much of wealth, who are this? Enforcement, ED, this income tax people, they come and wherever you hide, of course without paying tax, there are so many people, businessmen, they don't pay tax and they accumulate a lot of wealth, black money, but they're always in constant fear of people come. It was recently somebody was telling that one person who was a big businessman, he had a lot of money, but he used to live a very simple life. Simple life means not his consciousness is simple, but just to hide from the the police or the government, that he was a very crorepati, but he was using a scooter to travel. He was a rich man, so that nobody will doubt him that he has so much money. So his anxiety, that's why though he has so much money, he could go by big cars, but he was going by scooter or something. Or he had only old 15-year-old car he was using, and by scooter he used to go. So always that fear is there. Somehow or other, some fear is always there in the outside world, people. Even the rich people who have big cars, Prabhupada was saying in that lecture, they come in the car, maybe Benz car or whatever, costly car, and morning, and they do this morning walk or yoga in the roadside. They come in a big car, but one may, by seeing them, feel that, oh, he's a rich man, big man, he might be happy by having a 50 crore car or 2 crore car. But he is so fearful that he may get a heart attack or something. So that's why even though he comes by that car, big posh car, and he comes down the road in the footpath where other beggars, everybody lives, dog lives, there he is standing and doing all the yogasanas or walking, or sometimes there's a walkers club, I think. In every cities, urban city, they have walkers club. All these rich people come, park their car and walk. Because they fear of getting disease, heart attack or something. And this laughing club also is there. So many clubs, they are organized all these things. Nowadays, this famous, everywhere it is very famous, what is organic food. So everybody is turning to organic. So costly it is, but still they want to take, because they wanted to keep their health. With fear of losing health or fear of dying. And if you see like that, not only these rich people, even any field, if you take sportsmen, they are fear of losing chance to get into team. So they'll always have to keep themselves very fit. They can't overeat, or they can't neglect their health. They always be conscious. Also I heard this cinema stars or singers also, they don't overeat. They are conscious what they eat. Swam Prakash was saying that these cinema stars, they want to eat lot But if they eat, they will become overweight and they will not take them in the field. So he was saying that they eat what they like, but after that they take a pill. The satisfaction is there, and it throws up everything. They vomit it. So that satisfaction is there. No, I ate it. So what they eat also they cannot digest, because they will not be able to keep in the stomach for a long time, because fear of putting more weight, and then no, she can't be a heroine anymore after becoming. So like that, even the sports person, everybody is, some fear is there. If you see animal also, even small insects also has fear. Like these rats we have in the temple, they have a lot of fear. That as soon as you are morning also they come today also, they see immediately they run to hold. There's always anxiety. But he said all the animals also fear human being or any other. They are always scared. So in any life in this world, it's always filled with fear. And Prabhupada was saying how so many, what is this? Cosmetic industry is flourishing all over the world. Why? Because fear of old age, wrinkled skin, or no, is it? Hair, graying of hair. So many colors are there for hair, and because fear of, actually everything it boils down to one thing, that is uh, no identity crisis. One may lose our attachment, losing of whatever we are attached to, fear of losing it, or identity crisis for oneself. Like if he becomes say some cinema actor or actress, they become very fat, they will not be taken into any industry, they will not be given chance. So they lose their identity, they will not nobody seen in the cine field or any field like that. And even in school and colleges, we have seen, we also ourselves have experienced fear of course, exams fear is there. A lot of fear. And there is a one senior devotee in Pune, I was hearing, he was saying that people, he gets married to, one person gets married to a beautiful girl, he is always in anxiety. So whether nobody should see my wife or nobody should kidnap my wife, he is always in anxiety. I was heard that one person, he locks his wife in the home and he goes for office, because he does not want even any postman also to come and give. So like that, fear is there. At the same time, for wife also there is a fear that my husband should not go look into somebody else's woman or somebody else's wife. So they also have anxiety. And parents have fear of children. These days it's very even more, because when they send children to school, what all things they learn in the school. So much drugs or even the bad habits they learn. So they also constant fear. People who are working, they also have fear of losing job. And once this stock market also, people, this COVID time also, I think it's so many times, as soon as lockdown comes, the stock market crashes. People became big beggars also, because suddenly it comes down so much, whatever they invested, it's gone just overnight. So all these things explain that, of course, it is well-known fact, because people, they don't have knowledge, they don't understand that this world is filled with all problems or always fear. In Bhagavad Gita also that verse is there, no? Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. So yes, while creating this world, he has given a title. It's Dukkhalayam ashashvatam, and there is a caption below. Janma mrityu jara vyadi. It's dukkha dosha and darshanam. It's going to be there. Because people have no knowledge. So without this, they don't have any other option also. At least devotees, they have option. Sometimes devotees have at least that hope. At least I will get a human birth. This is the last, Krishna will, somehow he will protect me. But outside people, they don't have that jnana, so they are always in anxiety. and because they don't have solution also. And from scriptures we will see who are the people uh, who are who have become fearless and who has become fearful. And the first it comes to my mind is Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu was actually, if you see in one sense, he is fearless. He has, because he has controlled all the devatas, demigods, everybody. I was hearing Radhanath Swami Maharaj lecture. He was saying that just by his movement of eyebrow, so all the demigods will come and stand in queue and say, I am your servant. Somebody say, I am your servant of servant. I am your servant of servant of servant. So like that, so they are so fearful. But such a great person who has made all three worlds as his servants, he made not only, of course, the devatas, even the seasons, everything, whatever he says, that Maharaj was saying that even in other seasons, seasonless, if say now it is in summer season usually you get mango, but he will desire in winter also there should be mango, so it will come. So like that he has exploited. Everybody was practically fearful to him. He was almost like he established himself as fearless. But he became fearful of one person. He was, in one sense, he was not even fearful of Supreme Lord because he was trying to go and kill Supreme Lord. But he became fearful of his own son, Prahlad Maharaj, actually who loved him. Prahlad Maharaj, he loved his father. That we see at the end after he was killed, what he prays to Nrsimhadev. But he became so fearful because he tried so many ways, small child, and he has made all the demigods, they are servant of servant of servant. But this small boy, 5-year-old boy, he couldn't control him. He tried so many ways, all his attempts. We read in 7th canto that he tried to kill him by so many ways. All the options he exhausted. Then he tried himself. Of course, I think poison also he gave through his mother. Everything, no option left. Then he himself tried to kill. That time also he didn't kill, I think. He said that, where is your Lord? You said that Lord is always there. So that time Lord came. Of course, he was killed. But what made Hiranyakashipu become fearful, and what made Prahlad fearless? Because Hiranyakashipu he has not taken shelter of the Lord. He has not taken shelter of any devotee also. But Prahlad Maharaj, he never even protested when his father was executing all those punishments, and he never prayed also for protection. He always remembered, because he had complete faith in the Lord's protection. Like we hear that Aghasura pastime, all the Gopas, they were entering the mouth of Aghasura. Some of them knew that it is actually Aghasura who may kill, but they had confidence that Krishna will protect. They did not even call Krishna, please come. If we go inside, something happens, you come and protect. They didn't say anything that also. So they are so taken shelter of Krishna that they are so confident. So Prahlad Maharaj also like that. He is just remembering Lord. That's how he was protected. And then next comes Parikshit Maharaj, we see from Bhagavatam, from the beginning. He was not afraid of the curse of Shringi. He'll be dying within 7 days. He was what is called Samrat. He was the king of whole planet. But he was not fearful, oh, I am losing kingdom, or I am going to lose my life. He was not fearful at all. He could have counteracted also the curse, but he did not. Because he knows that it is a plan of the Lord, so he accepted it. He was not fearful at all for death. And then, of course, in one more instance, I was reading, when Kali personified comes and tries to hurt cow, so that time also he says, Parikshit Maharaj, who is the cause of your suffering, you tell me, even if it is no devatas or demigods, I will not spare them. They will not escape my punishment. Though he is on this planet, but Prabhupada says that devotee becomes so powerful that he can even chastise demigods if they are not following the laws given by the Lord. So Parikshit Maharaj also not fearful of death. And then Haridas Thakur we see in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So he was also not fearful. When 22 marketplaces, all these Muslim executors, they were beating him, he was not fearful because he has taken shelter of Lord. He was actually like Lord, Jesus Christ. He was praying for the people who were crucifying him. So Haridas Thakur also prayed that they are forgiven. Because they have taken complete shelter of the Lord and they don't fear. They are not fearful of any of material circumstances. And one more interesting first time I was reading is Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj, Durvas Muni was a great, powerful mystic yogi. When he felt that he was insulted by Ambarish Maharaj by not giving him first, receiving the guest properly by giving him first prasad. So he created a fiery demon from his hair. Maharaj says that he was a blazing fire demon. But it is mentioned in Bhagavatam that he was not even Nachachalam Pada Nripaha. He did not even 1 inch from that place where he was standing when that fiery demon was created. Ambarish Maharaj did not fear. He did not go to hide or he didn't even pray also, Lord, for protection. He just stood there. But even without he praying, asking for help, Lord immediately sent Sudarshan Chakra. And it's mentioned that by the fire of Sudarshan Chakra, that fiery demon was burnt to ashes. That much powerful Sudarshan Chakra came. And Ambarish Maharaj did not fear. And then Sudarshan Chakra followed him. Durvas Muni, he traveled all over and then came back. And if we observe, though Durvas Muni was so powerful yogi, mystic yogi, he could create such a demon. But if you see, actually, Ambarish Maharaj is more powerful mystic yogi than Durvas Muni because he created a demon to kill, but Ambarish Maharaj just stood there without doing anything, and that fiery demon was killed and he was saved. That means he is more powerful than even mystic. That's why Prabhupada says devotees they don't care for these mystic perfections because they are more powerful than these mystic yogis. And same with the Bali Maharaj also we can see. He was not afraid of losing his own life or losing all his wealth. Sukracharya, on the other side, his guru, he told him, please don't give promise because he is the Supreme Lord Vishnu only, he came to cheat you. But he said then if he is a Supreme Lord, then I should give everything. Then he is known for his Atmanivedanam, full surrender. So he gave his own life also to the Supreme Lord. And Chitraketu also in his life of Chitraketu, also in Vritrasura also, he was not fearful of curse or death. When Chitraketu was cursed by Parvati, he immediately accepted. And he came down from the aeroplane and begged forgiveness from Parvati and he accepted. He said, no, I accept it as my own reaction for my own past deeds. It is neither you or anybody else's mistake. So he was also not fearful. When he became a demon, Vritrasura also, he was not fearful because they had taken complete shelter of the Lord. For a person who has taken complete shelter of the Lord, he has nothing to fear for anything. Of course, there are many like that pastimes. We can see that very evidently in our Srila Prabhupada's life also. So Prabhupada, of course, from the time he met Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, so we can say that he got that instruction. When he got that instruction, from that time only he has become fearless to face the world. And then that incident comes of his that coffee or me, when he asked his wife. So from that time onwards, he was just fully in the world executing his spiritual master's mission. That when he was going to US, 2 heart attacks he has got. A 70-year-old man. I don't think anybody would have been even some great person were going in a plane or even plane. If it had got a heart attack, he would have come back in the next flight and stayed back. But Prabhupada went and 2 heart attacks. After that also 3rd heart attack also came after reaching there. But he was fearless. He was not afraid of, no, I may die. He went on to preaching because Prabhupada said that even if I die, let me die on the battlefield. So Prabhupada's fearlessness, because he has taken complete shelter. Of course, that dream also is there in that Jaladuta. Lord is coming and assuring him that I am there. So if you see whole Prabhupada's life, what kind of difficulties he has to go through. Health is one, and his own god brothers troubling him, troubling in the sense creating difficulties for expansion of his movement, and some immature disciples, they have created problem. And wherever Prabhupada was preaching, that local government also had a problem. So he has to deal with all those things. But Prabhupada never compromised that, no, we should not do, okay, sufficient. No, he was always, till last moment also, in the last few months, also he was Prabhupada's doing preaching. That last London visit also. Malati Mataji was saying that Prabhupada was so, when he came to London, he was so weak, he was not able to even lift his hand. So he was taken in that palanquin kind of chair and put, and then when Prabhupada started lecture, Mataji was saying that he was roaring like a lion. But after the lecture again his body became so weak. So after that Prabhupada came to Vrindavan. So Prabhupada was, because he has taken complete shelter of the Lord. The Lord was always there in his heart. That's why Prabhupada became so fearless in preaching. So even in our own life, if you see, even before coming to Krishna consciousness and now, whatever little bit we are practicing, some kind of faith we have or fearlessness we have got. Otherwise, devotees would not wear this dress. I never thought that I will wear this dress and go out or become like this. At least that fear of facing even the people outside world is also not very easy. But devotees who become, they are fearless because at least some faith is there by hearing, reading scriptures. But I want to conclude with this, that real fearlessness is giving fearlessness to others. Bhajahure mana Srinandanandana Abhaya Charana Ravindaya. Making people take shelter of the Lord. Means going out and preaching, devotees are not just satisfied just being, they become fearless or their own liberation. Just like Prahlad Maharaj also says that I am not afraid of, I am not concerned about my own liberation, but I am concerned about other people who are not taking your shelter. And same thing here also it is mentioned. Yanya, this demigod's prayers to the Supreme Lord in Devakis home. So that is also, devotees are not concerned about their own welfare, but also along with their own, they go out and preach. Like we go out in schools, book distribution, Harinam, preaching. So this is actually fearlessness. Going and creating fearlessness in the people's life. That is real welfare and that is real fearlessness. Devotees going and preaching also is fearlessness, and giving them opportunity to become fearless is real fearlessness. And Prabhupada also preached. Why this fearlessness? Why it should be preached? That is devotees' compassion. So Prabhupada had a lot of compassion. That despite his old age, his health, so many problems, he continued because it was his compassion. That Lord's compassion he wanted to give to people. But devotees also fearful of some things. What are they? There are few things which devotees also fear. Very important. Maya, yes. So when Prabhupada was praying to deities, some disciple came and asked Prabhupada, what are you praying? I think first instance Prabhupada said it is not needed. And then second time when I asked, Prabhupada said that I was praying that I don't fall down. I'm praying to Srimati Radharani that I don't fall down. Devotees got shocked. Now, how, Prabhupada, you are Jagat Guru, how can you say that you will fall down? He said no. And I think I was reading this in book. Satsvarup Das Goswami Maharaj writes that that is fearlessness. By praying that I don't fall down, protect me, that is actually fearlessness, because they have taken shelter of the Lord. Who has taken shelter of the Lord can only pray like that. Otherwise, others will think that no, I am perfect, I don't have any problem. So those who have taken complete shelter, they will only pray like that. So Maya is one thing. One more. Yes, offenses. Devotees are fearful of committing offenses to devotees. And two more things I have written. One is material life. Asat Sangha, Prabhupada writes. Material association, contamination, that also devotees fear. That's why you see devotees, as soon as the office gets over, they come back to their base or home. They don't have many friends outside world, because they are fearful of contamination. That's a good fear. And one more important fear that is the cause of our existence in this material world is devotees are always fearful of forgetting Krishna. Smartavya satatam Vishnu vismartavya najatachit. Sarve vidhi. What is that verse, Prabhu? We say this, your etayor eva kinkaraha. So all these 64 items mentioned in the NOD, everything is just to make this one principle that we always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. So that is the main fear that everybody should have in our life, that at any point of time we should not forget Krishna. So we should always try to remember Krishna. So that makes, remembering Krishna makes us one fearless. So you see all this, we have seen the personalities in Bhagavatam, they all were fearless because they always remembered Krishna. They always taken shelter of Krishna. So by remembering Krishna always and not forgetting Krishna, we become fearless. Okay, I'll pause here. Antara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.